Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Lunch and Learn series. This is the first of our summer Lunch and Learn series for May, at least until the end of August. And I'll decide on September later. But right now, I'm sorry, we're a little late, a little technology glitch here. My fault. So I am here on Tuesdays right now for May and June. We'll probably switch to Wednesdays in July. And we'll have an interesting series in July. I won't talk about it yet, but it'll be something fantastic. You won't want to miss it. So today I have Coach Katina, my executive function coach. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome again. I know you've been doing our spring lunch and learn, so people should be somewhat familiar with you, but I want you to introduce yourself real quick, Katina.
Hi, yes, I am Katina Thompson. I am one of the executive functioning coaches at Dynamis. I've been working with children and teens with disabilities for over 20 years. I have a master's in autism and behavior, as well as awards in my field. And I have ADHD myself. So I was diagnosed at a younger age, at around age 7, which has really given me a good perspective on what's happening with a lot of neurodivergent kids, especially kids that are finding out about their neurodifferences. And I also have a background in circus arts therapy, so something a little different than your average person.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me introduce myself, Helen Panos, the owner of Dynamis Learning, a K through 12 tutoring, SAT, ACT prep company, and executive functioning. We also advocate for people in terms of school systems and 504 plans, even IEPs. If I can't do the IEP, I know who to refer you to. She's terrific and here in the Atlanta area, but we do mostly virtual. Even Heather does virtual. So a lot of our businesses work out virtually. So we are going to talk today to kick off the Lunch and Learn series for the summer on executive function strategies for teen motivation and momentum, because I'm always hearing about this topic from parents. How do I get my child to do something, right? So it's always about they're lacking motivation. And, usually it's something we got to get to the root of the problem. Why is it they're not motivated, right? So I wanted to bring on Katina specifically for this because I'm hearing a lot about it. So let's start with a lot of teens say, I want to do it. I just can't get myself started. Hey, I think that's called task initiation.
Yeah.
What's actually happening in the brain when motivation feels stuck, Katina? Explain that to our parents.
All right. So let's dive into this. So when we think about how to get motivated, we really need to think of motivation as motion. So if we aren't feeling motivated, it's really hard to get moving and to get in motion. Like literally we could just be stuck standing still. I know that, the term ADHD paralysis, where you're just sitting, you're wanting to do the thing, but just struggling to do the thing. Let's take Newton's law of motion of an object in motion stays in motion. And we're going to put that towards motivation. It makes it a lot easier to get tasks completed that might otherwise feel a little less motivating. But we do need something to get that ball or our brain rolling. So the biggest issue that we have in this moment neurologically is we are in a big dopamine drain. So that lack of motivation is really coming from the fact that our brain is just not getting the chemicals that it needs. And with that, the brain really does a lot of times want and will seek out the fastest dopamine hit. So what is it going to give that dopamine? And it's actually pretty easy to fall into, those dopamine holes of either scrolling, gaming, being completely unproductive, even though you have so much desire to be productive. Because the brain wants what it wants. So one of the biggest things that we really need to think about is increasing that dopamine in a way that helps you move towards your goal. And with that, I actually kind of have about, I want to say like 3 basic steps that can help you move towards that motivation, getting that momentum rolling. So the first one I would say is to make your environment a place that feels good to work. That I think is one of the most important things to do. It doesn't have to be clean, but it should be organized in a way that best suits your organization style. With this, make sure that you're limiting distractors by having them either in another room or locked in an app setting. Use that do not disturb setting on your devices to make sure that you stop those notifications and alerts. Because I know I'm the first, even if my phone is on vibrate, I hear that little buzz and away goes my attention.
And we're all human, right?
Exactly. And then also to be prepared for your needs. So have a drink or two available. I always like to say to make sure you have something for hydration. In motion, it's a lot easier to keep that motion going. And this also leads me to what my step 3 is, which is also kind of a prerequisite for step 2. But it's to make your plan the night before or when you're wrapping up your previous work session. Make sure that you want to go ahead and set your goals of what you want to accomplish in your next workstation. And then this way you are already motivated to get that assignment completed before you've even begun. And then this is another great way of, while you're in motion, doing your dance, going for a run, lighting that candle, you can go ahead and start thinking about what that next step is going to be, which just furthers that ability to take that momentum and push it towards the goal that you want to reach.
Right. Cool. I love it. Great ideas. Good tips for parents and adults too.
I use this all the time. Like, I honestly, in my own personal life, when I go to my aerial studio, I always have to make sure I have a list of what I want to be working on before I go, or I'm just going to sit there and scratch my head and not know what it is I want to even try to work on.
I mean, kids need to look at it this way. Like, I have an app of actual exercises I need to do through a trainer, right? And when I go to the gym, I already know what I'm going to do. It's a plan, right?
Mhm.
So, parents, you need to kind of have them figure out a plan. If they can't do it themselves, you can give us a call. We'll get them going on a plan. Because I know a lot of times I hear from parents, well, they won't listen to me. I'm not going to fight them. I'm not going to battle them. I don't want to ruin the relationship. Just had a conversation with a parent at a graduation party this past Sunday about that. So let's look at the second question. You've talked about motivation, right? In terms of momentum, emotion. What are some simple ways teens can physically or mentally get in motion when they feel frozen or overwhelmed? So we've told them how to get started, but what if they it's still not working?
I know that gets really difficult in those moments. For that, I think it's best to step away for a minute. Get an outside person to come and help you. You might need a little bit of extra push to get you towards that motivation. There's also a worksheet that I like to do with my clients called the Wheel of Motivation. And it's a really cool tool that I use that actually helps to highlight what motivates you the best. So this could be things that are either extrinsic motivators, which means coming from the outside, or intrinsic motivators, which is something coming from the inside.
Right.
And a lot of times people are trying to look at what motivates them or their child or their students in a way that they're thinking, okay, this is motivating for me, so it must be
Right.
motivating for them. And what's really nice is figuring out exactly what does motivate you. Are you more motivated by intrinsic results or what's going on, inside? Or are you more motivated by extrinsic? Do you rewards work better for you? So figuring out that level of motivation honestly is such a great way to get unstuck when you're like, I just don't know what's going, like, why can't I get motivated? Why can't I move forward? So it's a really nice tool to really help you figure out on your own what is going to work best for me. Because maybe it's telling your parents, like, I really need someone to look over me and tell me what I'm doing and give me those accolades. Like, I just need someone to cheer me on. Or it could be like, you're telling your parents that it really actually helps me when I have high stakes on the line. So I need you to give me a high stakes, what will like not happen if I don't get my assignment done. Is that something that motivates you? Or is it a reward? Like, I really want to start working towards earning a really cool piece of equipment for a hobby that I have. So is that something that motivates you? So figuring that out to start with, I think makes it a whole lot easier to go past that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, even as an entrepreneur, I like the extrinsic motivations,
Mhm.
like going to getting a massage, getting my nails done, or taking a little trip for a day somewhere and spending the night. Okay, those are all extrinsic motivations. And I know
Mhm.
you were just working with a junior on that will that you just talked about. Do you want to say, without us, identifying who he is, what was his motivation? Was it
Well,
extrinsic?
yeah, actually, we
so he can put it on his resume. So when he fills out the college application,
Mhm.
it's on there.
Exactly.
In fact, I'm on a scholarship committee right now where I'm going to be looking at like 25. Actually, they're Greek. Not all of them. But it's through a Greek organization, and we're probably both familiar with it. And so we're looking at achievements and academics and honors and those kinds of things. And there's got to be an essay in there. And so I'll be reading all of that. So it'll be interesting. So I'll probably, what I learned from that, I'll come on and do maybe a Facebook Live in the summer in June about some things related to that and how to get scholarships, because it ties into everything you're saying right now, actually.
Yeah.
Which then brings me to question number 3, because that kind of all goes nicely with it. Why is making a plan the night before such a powerful executive function strategy?
Oh my gosh. I think honestly, this might be the most important of the strategies. Well, I mean, getting moving, number 1, but having your plan. Oh my gosh, this will take so much of that brain, that energy that is stopping you from moving forward, and it eliminates that. So, we got to think about a lot of times when you are going and getting ready to sit down and work. The biggest speed bump that everyone hits in this moment is, what am I supposed to be doing? Okay, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I know I'm supposed to be working, but what should I be working on? What should I be doing? And that slowing down of motivation, slowing down of your momentum is really going to make it hard to keep up that speed. You're immediately starting off hitting the brakes. So instead of doing that, make your list. I prefer to do it at the end of my work session while my brain is still thinking about what I need to do or what I wasn't able to achieve in this past work session. So I might think to myself, like, okay, I was not able to finish this essay, or I was not able to get this one worksheet done. So I know that when I start working tomorrow, I need to finish the essay, write that down, and I need to get this worksheet done. Boom. 2 things I already know I need to get done are already written down. And then I might say, oh, and I need to collect materials for a diorama. So I'll put that on my list. But now I'm going to go ahead the next day. My body's in motion. I put on my song that really helps me like get motivated to get up and go. I sit down. I'm going to pull out my list. I'm a handwritten person, but you can do your list however you want to do. I mean, magazine cutout if that's what your heart says, but make your list, and then I'll sit down and immediately pick it up. I look and go, oh, that's what I'm going to do. And I don't have to waste that brain space to make that choice, because it does drain your brain, like choices, decisions, things like that. We have to acknowledge the fact that that does take away a lot of our mental capacity and decreases that dopamine. So like, let's not start off with the brakes. Go ahead and start with a little bit of gas already on being hit.
And it keeps from wasting time. And we know a lot of teenagers, especially, are very busy because they're involved in sports or other things. They're working, possibly. So, yes, a plan. Goodness. Yes.
Go into talking about what some of these skills are now and how they lead into the future, and how parents can help and support without being micromanagers. One of the things that parents could even do is just, hey, can I check your list? You don't have to sit and, oh, did you get that thing done on your list? Oh, I know that you were trying to get this assignment. Did you finish this? Just at the end of the day, just, hey, what's on your to-do tomorrow? This is going to be a common question from management and from bosses of, hey, what are your plans for tomorrow? What is on your list? What are you getting done? So starting to prepare them with these questions that they're going to be faced in the real world while in different careers, and use that as a way of supporting them now. It also, but again, really make sure that when you're doing these supports that you're not using them as a form of, I'm watching you. And it's more of, oh, I just want to see what your list is. Oh, that looks good. Cool. Let me know if you need any support with this. moving on, and give them that autonomy to be able to come to you when they do need help or questions, or might even say, hey, I really actually, could you please take my phone during this hour because I'm struggling to not use it. So, I think it opens that door for them to start making really good choices for themselves.